Hey, hi there. This is Diane Blick with Keller Williams Hometown Partners Blick Homes, and coming to you from Hutchinson, Kansas. And I am with
Courtney Thompson, also with Keller Williams Hometown Partners Blick Homes, right here in the same office.
Yeah, so we're coming to you today from our front porch. Thanks for joining us. We put together a series of videos for this year called our Front Porch Talks because that's where people sit down and get real and have important conversations.
Yeah. Join us on our front porch.
Yeah, so that's what we want to do with you. And today, we're going to talk about something that you might think, well, we're all adults in the room.
Yeah.
Every example we're going to share with you today, talking about buyer and seller etiquette during showings, comes from real life examples that you and I have experienced.
Yes, some really wild ones. Hopefully not too many in the future.
Yeah, so we thought, it's not necessarily obvious to everyone, or these things wouldn't happen, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk about it. Let's get real. Yeah?
Yeah.
So showing etiquette for buyers. The first thing, we show to pre-approved or a good pre-qualification. And you'll know when you're working with us what is a good pre-qualification. But you got to be pre-approved or pre-qualified to walk into somebody's house.
Just remember, you're interrupting their day. You're interrupting their life, and they're doing a lot of prep to get you into that house and see it at its best. So we don't want to waste your time, their time, our time, really.
Yeah, and they definitely, people who are listed definitely want to sell the house. They're focused and they have an objective in mind. But if it were your home, is what I always say to everyone, how would you feel about inviting people into your home? So once we've got those steps taken care of, then we need to show up at the prescribed time. We need to be on time because sellers have gone through preparation to get ready for that. They've gotten out of the house on time, and we're going to be on time, and we're going to honor the time that we have there.
Yeah. Exactly. You know, sometimes you run a little early for showings, and that's understandable. But if it's an occupied house, it may be worth taking a bathroom break or grabbing a drink, getting coffee. If you have a little bit of extra time, instead of trying to show up 30, 45 to an hour early, maybe late. Maybe take that time to, if you're early, take that time to get a drink or something. And if you're late, it may be worth rescheduling in advance that if you know you're going to be late.
Yeah. So let's touch on the big elephant in the room that happens a lot of times in today's lifestyle, recording devices.
Yeah, I think it's been our practice this last few years to say, before we walk in, just know there's likely a recording device. We don't always know. We don't.
No.
But it's better to prepare for it and it not be there than to not and have something picked up that we don't necessarily want someone to know.
Yeah, or that you don't want to, if this is the house that you want, we don't want to say something that would be taken as an insult to the seller because it might not be the style that you would have. Like, these cabinets have to go.
Or this rug is hideous.
Yeah.
Especially if it's something that has nothing to do with the house.
Right. So just, an awareness that we're pretty much everywhere we go on camera. And that leads to the next thing, and that's about being respectful, remembering that the seller is prepared for you, that they got the pets out of the house or the pets in cages, and no poking at pets in the cages. We're not saying hello.
We're not taunting them.
Or even being nice and, going over and talking to them. It's like, they're in their space and we stay in our space. They got the kids out of the house, they've dusted, they've vacuumed, they've made the house as show ready as possible. And so then staying in a group.
Yeah, stay together, especially if you have children with you or, you have several adults. Staying together so that way we are all looking at the same thing, having the same conversation, and everybody's kind of the same flow.
Because if it were your house, you would not want people that you don't know running through the whole entire house, right? You want them with the realtor who is showing your house.
Yeah, a licensed realtor is the one showing your house at all times who's background checked. So they're the ones who are going to be accountable for you as a buyer walking through someone's house and on being respectful. Remember, you're entering in someone's probably the center of their life, their home. They have some private things that are none of your business that they've purposely put away. So we're not digging into dresser drawers. We're not digging through closet. We're not looking at their clothes. of course we can't avoid it. If we're looking inside the closet, you'll see some clothes, but we're not going through hangers, stuff like that.
Right. And no poking, pulling, the deep dives that you get left to the inspector. I literally had a client this past year use a screwdriver to put a hole through some wood that they thought was dry rot. Sure enough, it was, but you could kind of see and tell that it was. And in the process of making an informed offer, those things would have all come out and been handled in the inspection. Cannot damage people's homes, or go to the corner and pull up the carpet to see if there's hardwood underneath of it.
No.
Can't do that. There's some ways we can figure that out. And if we're showing you a house and you have that question, Courtney and I can help you figure that out.
Yeah.
So deep dives to the inspectors. And then I guess the two final things have to do with utilization of the personal things in the house.
Yeah.
Who's gonna say it? No using the bathroom.
I mean, emergencies happen, and yes, I would rather any of us, I think we can all attest that there are times where you just have to go to the bathroom. Of course, we'd rather you do that in the facility, not on the floor, which is always what I say.
Yeah.
But when you're going to do a showing or several showings, take the time ahead of time to use the bathroom so that way you're ready to look at the house, you're not distracted by that, and you're not using their facilities. Now, if it happens, it happens.
Yeah, talk to your showing agent. Let them know.
Funny story, I had an open house and somebody used the bathroom for quite a while, and it was a vacant house. There was no toilet paper. So the bathroom was shut for part of the open house, and someone had to go get some toilet paper. So this is why we're giving you these examples, or these pieces of advice.
I guess that's a real porch talk, huh?
You said we have to get real.
The last two things that we want to remind people is no touching any of the electronics, no adjusting the thermostat, no checking out the big screen TV, no playing with the fans. Let's just not do that.
Don't turn on the stove. Those kind of things.
Okay, let's segue to etiquette for sellers in preparing your house for showing. So very quickly.
Yeah, how do you get your house ready to show?
Oh my gosh, well, I'm not going to show mine. I'm not moving, but that's another story. So people who live in their homes and get them ready to show, whether it's our listing or any other agent's listing, they've been briefed on these things. You want it to be clean. You want it to put your best foot forward. You want to put all your personal documents away, not just shoved into the kitchen drawer in case somebody does open that drawer, but put them away. Any weapons, those go under lock and key. Those never get left out. Pets and children. We need to have children out of the house. If pets are in the house, they need to be secured.
If you can't get them out of the home, then have them secured, and make note of it. I think that's most important is to inform who's coming to see your home. Hey, I have 2 dogs in kennels in the garage, or I have 2 dogs in the basement, or a cat that may pop out and appear. Those things.
Oh gosh, cats especially. If you have a cat roaming the house, we would love to know that. And we want to share that with every agent if it's our listing, we want to share that so that inadvertently a door is not left open.
Exactly. We don't want to let your fur baby out just as much as you don't. So letting your agent know that that's important when someone is looking through your occupied home.
Yeah. Let's talk about candles and scents. So we all know the reason there's 2 reasons, I guess, that we have candles and scents. 1, we love them, or 2, we're trying to cover up something. And honestly, if it's trying to cover up something, we're not fooling anybody by that. So let's just not.
Well, and unfortunately, even if you're just trying to have a pleasant smell, you don't want that thought to come in a buyer's mind either, that you're trying to cover up something when there's nothing there to cover up.
Or maybe they don't like the scent.
Yeah, or it's distracting. I've had oil diffusers that were quite distracting. And so, just don't use those for the showing time. So we're going to suggest too that if you're listing your house to sell and it's being shown, that you want to be out the door a good 15 minutes early. You want to possibly leave the lights on, and we'll have talked with you about whether they're going to be left on and how they'll be turned off if you want us to go through and turn them off or leave them on. And if there's stacked showings, we should leave them on so that everybody's not touching light switches. So lights on.
out 15 minutes early, and all the doors locked. Lock the back door. If for some reason the showing cancels at the last minute and you've left the back door open for convenience, we don't know that back door is unlocked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And our responsibility as a showing agent is to be sure that when we leave the house, it's as you'd requested and all the doors are in fact locked. Yeah. So, okay, the other elephant in the room we talked about the bathrooms on the buyer's side, but the elephant in the room, I think, on the listing side for sellers has to do with recording devices.
Yeah, they've become so popular. Everybody has a Ring camera or security system with some sort of audio and video or either or devices in their home. And that's great for security. But the truth is that these showings are only being done by licensed agents. We're all background checked. We're all verified. And the biggest piece of advice, I think, for sellers on recording devices for me is not to watch while the showing is happening and not to listen.
No matter how curious.
There's
no good end.
No, it's never,
no good end.
And as much as we prepare our buyers, there's always going to be somebody who's like, oh, I hate that cabinet color or I hate that rug. And that's not productive.
No, it's not. And if you cannot not do that, then the last thing you ever want to do is, if you are listening and you have the capability to butt into the conversation, into your home space with a comment or to answer a question, you don't want to do that.
No one feels comfortable if they feel watched.
No.
And they can't take a real good look at your home, which is the goal, right? To get your home sold. Well, they want to take a good look at your home. And if they feel they're being watched, that's all they're going to be thinking about. Yep.
Again, we bring these uncomfortable conversations to you because it's happened.
Yeah, it's happened and more.
And at the end of the day, the goal is, if it's a buyer, the buyer's goal is to find a home that they love, make an offer, win the offer, and close and move into the home and make it theirs. If it's the seller's if it's on the seller's side, the seller's goal is to present your home in the very best light that you possibly can, to welcome people in to see the home with a licensed agent, and for them to have a good experience, to walk away loving your home, wanting to write that great offer, and to live there forever. So that's what we're here to help you do.
So quick recap. When you're a buyer looking at a home, act as if it was your home or the owner was there. Behave the way you would in a new person's home. Yeah. If you're a seller, make the home as presentable and comfortable, and that includes temperature and access. Make it as comfortable for the buyer and presentable as possible, because we're all on the same goal, right?
Yes.
We're all here to make things happen for real estate goals for our buyers and sellers.
Yeah, so we can't wait to help you, because our mission
is to be the most recommended agents in the market, and to do so, we are committing to our clients, customers, and community to serve real estate needs with integrity, skill, and care. We achieve that through continuous agent education and by enabling our clients to be the savviest in the marketplace, so they are enabled and empowered to achieve their real estate goals.
Yep, so that's what we're here for.
Yeah. So come back, join us again on our front porch so we can have some more real conversations about how to enter this market, how to win in this market, how to be the savviest in this market. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Blick Homes on YouTube. Check out our Facebook pages for more updates. We'll be putting out more of these front porch talks, keeping it real with you guys. And we can't wait to see you on our front porch next time.
Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.